We are super excited to have finally got our hands on the new Trek Slash Plus. This is a bike we were really excited for when we put our hand up ages ago when we first heard the brand was working on it. There's a lot of carryover from the Fuel EXE that we spent a lot of time on. You can see our videos on that bike. And a lot of that stems from the TQ power motor, which is the 50 Newton meter torque motor. Very, very small and extremely light. So we'll get onto that in a second because basically that's how this bike came to be. In terms of Trek's design concept with this bike, it's one of those things that's so common sense that I just don't know why another brand wouldn't have thought of it, because I'd never thought of it either. But basically what they did, they spent years and years refining and developing the new Trek Slash, which we got late last year, and we reviewed. You can check that out on our channel as well. Awesome bike. Obviously it's got the high pivot. It's a lot going into that bike. So they spent years developing that thing. Then rather than, when they wanted to make an e-bike version, rather than starting with a clean piece of paper, they literally took that bike, didn't change anything, didn't change the geo, didn't have to move the pivots any higher, nothing at all. All they did literally was put the motor in it, the battery in it, and the electrical components and the screen and whatnot. Now the reason that was possible, like I alluded to before, was because of the TQ motor. The motor is the smallest motor in all of e-MTB. It is literally the size of your fist. I mean, have a look, can you even see that it's there? But trust me, it's there. It puts out 50 Newton meters of torque, which, look, it's not a lot of torque, but when you think this bike is just on 20 kilos in this spec, complete, right? Now, battery-wise, it's still got plenty of juice. That's a 580 watt-hour battery hidden inside there. Now, if you're after a range extender or you want a little bit more range, Trek offer a 160 watt range extender, which slots right there in place of the water bottle. So, you know, you can get some serious range on this thing if you wanted. Personally, I prefer a bike that's a little more nimble when it comes to e-bikes because I only want to ride sort of 2 to 3 hours. That's my sweet spot. But yeah, let's hit on the kind of main highlights. Like I said, if you know anything about the current Trek Slash, then you know a lot already about the Slash Plus because it's got a lot of the carryovers. So we're talking the mullets, 2.9, 275, 170mm travel front and rear, a ton of frame adjustment, and all comes down to these super clever headset cups. Obviously you can tweak the geo right there and the reach, which is really, really clever. And then yeah, it's also, I mean, obviously like I touched on before, it's got the idler and the high pivot. The pedal characteristics are amazing. The rear wheel tracks the trail just like you'd expect. And because it's got that, the power assistance of that 50 Newton meters of max torque, yeah, you're blasting up the hills. There's nothing to worry about in terms of any of the friction through the chain or anything like that, any drag. You just get all the highlights with none of the lowlights. So kind of really spoiled there. And as I said, 20 kilos, it's a very light e-bike. Like when I say light e-bike, it's light for a bike with 170mm travel because it's gonna blast hills. Pretty much a self-shuttling down bike if you think about it. Really nimble on the ground and really playful in the air. That's what I've discovered after just a few rides so far. We've been really lucky that Trek have hooked us up with the top of the line model here. There's a bunch of different models that they offer. And now, interestingly, this bike's actually available right now at Trek dealers across Australia. I think the first batch landed like last week, so we're just coming towards the end of August at the moment. So yeah, availability on this bike is going to be excellent. So no need to save and wait. It's something you can experience right now as we head into spring and summer across Australia. We're going to hold on to this bike and push it a little bit harder and a little bit further and really kind of dive deeper into its capabilities and potential. So far, first impressions, man, I love this thing. Might be my next e-bike that I invest my own money in, that's for sure. So, you know, first impressions really, really strong. Looking forward to spending a bunch more time on it. It's basically a Trek Slash, but electrified.